What's up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to go over how to create yourself a perfect Charizard killing machine in order to defeat the really strong 7-star Charizard raids that are going to be happening in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet from December 1st through the 4th, and then once again December 15th through the 18th. As you can see before you, I have trained up this Azumarill, and it has the Terra type of Fairy, and toying the Shell Bell, and it has the ability Huge Power with Belly Drum as one of its attacks, and also a really good EV spread of maxed out HP and attack, which should make it hit like a truck once all the pieces fall into place. And I've also given it an Adamant Mint, so it has a boosted attack and weakened special attack. But then you hit that Charizard with Play Rough and it should feel it. So I thought in this video I would try to go over kind of steps you might need to take to build this Azumarill. I also created an infographic that sums up the information a little bit, and I'll put it here on the screen for a second, so feel free to take a photo of that if you need to save it so you can reference it later. But first things first, you'll need to catch yourself an Azumarill, and there's actually a perfect one that's already on the map that spawns with the Terra type Fairy. It's actually right over there, glowing in the distance. And if we need to know where we are, we're right out here in the middle of the Casseroya Lake. You can fast travel right to the center if you've unlocked that fast travel point. But then the Azumarill is right off the coast of this little island here. So I'll put a mark, so it's right around that area there. If you can capture that one, you're already part way there. So let's see if we can go and snag it so I can show off some of what you might need to do. Nice, critical catch. Alright. Now, you'll need to give it the proper move set, which actually, let's see, so Play Rough, Liquidation. What you're first going to want to do, this one already has the ability Huge Power, which is perfect. But if it didn't come with that ability, you would want to use an ability capsule to change it to Huge Power. Hopefully you might have some of those. Yeah, I think I have a bunch. So I have a bunch of them from doing a bunch of raids. But you can also buy them, from one of the shops. But if you've been raiding a bunch, you may have a few. But if you're lucky enough to already have one of Huge Power, then you're all set. Otherwise, you can use that item to flip it. But you can also want to come in and have it forget a move you might not want to have, like we're going to get rid of Sin, because Belly Drum is an egg move, so you're going to want to make sure it has an empty slot so it can learn to move. But in this game, egg moves are really easy to transfer. So now you'll need to have an empty slot, and then you'll need to have a Pokemon that already has Belly Drum. So when I first created my original Azumarill, I had my Iron Hands, which is a really great Pokemon for destroying raids, but it had Belly Drum, so you just have to have it in your party along with the Pokemon that can learn to move. Then you also need to give that Azumarill the Mirror Herb item, so you should be able to purchase a Mirror Herb from the Delibird presence in Cascarafa City. Alright, now once you have the Mirror Herb equipped to your Azumarill and it has an empty move slot, and then there's a Pokemon in your party with Belly Drum, you can just start a picnic. And you really don't have to leave the picnic open for too long. Just a few seconds should suffice. Then stop picnicking. And now if we go back into and look at the Azumarill, the toy the Mirror Herb that we just caught, you now check its summary, and ta-da! It now has Belly Drum as its 4th move. So it's as simple as that to transfer an egg move to a Pokemon. They don't even have to be the same species or different genders or any of that. So they really streamline the process in this game. But if it already happens to have an Adamant nature, you're really lucky. But if it doesn't, which it most likely won't, you can also use an Adamant Mint to switch its nature to Adamant, which you can buy those from Chansey Supply in any of the cities. And you're also going to want to make sure you have a bunch of bottle caps, which can be purchased also from like every city at the Delibird presence locations. And you may have a bunch if you've been doing raids. When you have plenty of bottle caps, You're going to want at least 5, because you only really need to have 5 of its IVs perfect, because we're not using special attack. Want to come here to Montenera, and this guy right over here will hyper train your Pokemon. So then you can kind of just pick the Azumarill you just caught. And then if you have, I happen to have 5 Vol Caps. I'm not going to probably use them here since I don't need to train this guy up. But the one good thing about catching that special Azumarill out in the lake, it should have like 3 guaranteed perfect IVs already. So you may just have to use 3 bottle caps, possibly, just to finish it off. And for me, for this one, I only would really need 2 because I don't really care about special attack. So you may be lucky like that and have to use minimal bottle caps. But we're going to cancel out of that. So after all these steps, you should be well on your way. You're also going to want to give it the Shell Bell item, which I only have one of those. That's on my current Azumarill that I trained up for this. And so you can purchase a Shell Bell from the Delibird Presence in Levincia, if you don't have one already, and then give it to the Azumarill, which will give you some good HP recovery. Since the raid bosses should have a lot of health, and when you hit it hard with Play Rough, that should give you a decent chunk of your health back, if not all of it, after you use Belly Drum, because Belly Drum sacrifices half of your HP. And then after all of that, you'll be almost done. You're also going to want to train it up to level 100. It comes at level 55. So you'll need a lot of experience candies, and if you've been doing raids, you probably have a bunch. I actually have quite a few. Yeah, so if you have plenty of like large and XL and all that, you should be able to get up to level 100 pretty easily. And you're also going to want to give the Azumarill a perfect EV spread. This one has nothing, which is good after just catching it, so you don't want to print into any battles until you get the EVs all figured out. Otherwise, it will learn some you might not want. But you see, the one I've trained up, I have perfect HP and attack, like all the EVs into there maxed out, and then I put like a few into special defense that were left over. That's why it has 1 more special defense point. But that will give you a ton of health and a really powerful attack. So combined with huge power, this thing's gonna be hitting like a truck. And you can buy all the vitamins you may need from the Chansey Supply in like all cities. So you're going to want to purchase 26 proteins to max its attack EVs, and then 26 HP ups to max its HP EVs. And I don't really have any of those right now. And then you can take the like 1 zinc to just to finish it off with the special defense points left over. And that'll cost you a decent chunk of money in the game, you know, but I don't have enough right now to do it since I use all those resources to train up the one I already got. But I think it costs, like after buying all the items and all the different vitamins and all the things you may need to purchase, hopefully you have some of it already, but if you need to buy it all, it might be around $500,000 in game, give or take. But I think that about covers everything that you need to know. Don't think I've missed anything. And pretty much every single item you may need to do all this can be purchased from the various shops in-game, which is really nice. They kind of streamline the whole process. So you don't have to grind as much as you used to, you know, in order to kind of do some of this stuff. You'll just need to have a decent amount of money. And if you've been doing plenty of raids already, then you should be good. Hopefully you have. But, yep, that will about wrap it up. I'll put the infographic back on screen here, just so you can see that, because it sums up all the various stats and the various like things you'll need to give Azumarill, kind of. But once you have this Azumarill all set up exactly like this, you should be good to go. And it should be, I don't know if you'll be able to solo the Charizard with this guy. Maybe you'll be able to, because its Water Fairy typing is perfect to resist its fire attacks and resist any dragon attacks it may have. So it should be able to hit hard and get the job done. But I've been able to solo 6-star raids using like this guy and also my Iron Hands. But maybe I'll do a video showing how this guy's all built. But it's a very similar kind of concept. Has a belly drum to max its attack, has the Quark Drive ability, and the booster energy to give it an extra boost there, and then you have the attack at speed max and stuff. And it's also an adamant nature. And a Drain Punch is what lets you recover the HP you lose from belly drum. So it works out really well. I've been able to solo a lot of 6-star raids using him. And then I practiced a few Dragon 6-star raids with Azumarill, and he was able to do pretty good. So, yep, that should about do it. So, everybody, I hope you've enjoyed this quick little rundown of how to create the perfect Azumarill to defeat Dragon Terra-type Charizard at level 100. And I hope you all liked the video if this was helpful for you. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I hope you'll have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, whatever time it might be for you. And I will see you next time. Bye.